My name's Laura, but today you can call me the destroyer of all nails. Good morning, everybody. I am back in my old stomping grounds. That's right, I am in my dad's shop right now. We are doing one of my favorite jobs of all time. Unfortunately, it's not chopping. Today, we're going to be doing a little bit different form of destruction. If you've been around the channel for a while, you know that this farm is where I grew up. This is where I got my start farming with my grandpa and my dad, and now I farm with Grant. But I figured today was a really good day. I wanted to come do this job and I wanted to help my dad and now my brothers that are farming with him. I got my start farming with seed corn, which is a totally different operation than I do now. Seed corn is corn that is being raised to be planted in the ground next year. So we plant male plants and female plants and we crossbreed them to get the genetics and the traits that we want to put in the ground next year. It's the birds and the bees of corn pollination. Once we've used the males, they've pollinated the females, we don't need them anymore. And so we actually go through and destroy them. And that's what we're going to be doing today. Now, no cat could ever replace Pepper. But on Dad's farm, he's got Butterscotch, this really sweet little kitten. Hey, baby. And she's been following us around absolutely everywhere. You're not as good as Pepper, but I still like you. It's very special being back here because it reminds me of all of the years farming with Dad and Grandpa. Oh, it feels so good to be back. Right now, I'm sitting in the cab of a Miller sprayer, but the actual spray booms have been taken off and replaced with enormous chopping, destroying blades. Here's my controls. I've got an ag leader auto steer system, but we're actually not using it because I'm going so fast. What I'm going to do is throttle up, okay? We're gonna throttle up to about 2,000 RPMs. Perfect, right there. I'm going to take my parking brake off. Right now, I've got my hydraulic fan on right now, and this is going to be for my air seeder that's right back there. Because while I am chopping, do you see all these tubes? I am actually spreading turnip and radish seed. That's going to be used as a cover crop so we can fence all of this off and cows can come and graze on those this winter. This yellow button, this is magic. You ready? That's what turns my blades on right there. My hydrostat handle is how I move forward and backwards, and these buttons on the sides are how I move the blades up and down. Just like that. Now, like I said, no auto steer, so I'm gonna try and enter the field hands-free, using just the one hand. Okay, here we go. I'm all lined up on that side, all lined up on that side, and we can go. Like I said in the shop, these males have served their purpose. We are not going to take these to harvest. We're not taking any of the ears off of these. We're just using the ears on the females. So if you can tell, you can really see a difference between the male and female rows. The males have the tassels, and that's what we use them for those pollinating qualities. And then the females were just the receivers. So we've actually chopped those tassels off of them, but we're going to take those pollinated ears to harvest. This job, since I'm not using auto steer, requires quite a lot of focus. It's also been about 2 years since I've done this job. Actually, this is ashamed to admit this, but the last time I was running this machine, I was actually in a field super close to this one, and I was doing this job destroying, and the engine blew up in the very middle of the field, and it was just not a good day. Dad left the state the next day, and so since it was my problem, it was my responsibility to fix it, and boy, that was just very unpleasant. So I'm very grateful that he has welcomed me back, and even though that was my last time doing that, he trusts me to run it again, and for that I'm very grateful because this job is super fun and super satisfying. You don't get muscles like these by just sitting around. And that's why every morning I like to get at least a small workout in. After that, my day is usually spent doing jobs around the farm out in the hot sun. And so after a day of work, I'm just looking for some way to replenish and rehydrate. If you've been following along on the channel, you know I've been drinking Element for about the past 8 months. So when they reached out about partnering again for video, I was so excited. Element is simply just a packet that you mix with water, making it super easy and convenient for in the shop or on the go. This raspberry salt flavor is my favorite. Element is all of the good stuff and none of the dodgy stuff, meaning that I can actually pronounce every ingredient that's in this. This is gonna help me maintain steady energy throughout the day, replenishing my electrolytes, rehydrating, meaning less headaches, fewer muscle cramps, those kinds of things. The team at Element gave me a special code to share with you guys, and this is going to be good for a free sample pack that includes every flavor, so you can try it for yourself and decide which ones you like the best. All you're going to do is go to drinkelement.com/Laura Farms. That's drinklmnt.com/Laura Farms, and it'll be included in checkout. Trying Element is risk-free because they have a no questions asked, return and refund policy if for some reason you're not completely satisfied with your order. I'm so grateful to Element for sponsoring today's video. Partnerships like this are what make so much of my farm and my channel possible. It means the world when you guys support the companies that support me. Don't forget to stay hydrated, and now back to the video.
510 to 501.
Go ahead.
Just doing a radio check. How's it working?
Working great. This is awesome. Feels good to be back.
Alright, well, you have only 9 hours of chopping left, so hopefully you can get done. The lights do work. You remember where the lights are, so I look forward to getting this field done.
Going about 11 miles an hour. Hopefully once I get comfortable again, I can crank that speed up.
Atta girl. Good to hear. I'm going to go check in on the boys.
Roger that. These 4 rows right underneath of us are females. Those ones with the tassels that we're destroying, those are the males. Like I said, this job requires a lot of focus, even if I did have auto steer, because it is absolutely imperative that we get all of the males out. And so I am super focused, very concentrated. This is one of those jobs where you don't have the radio on or music going on in the background. You have your eyes ahead of you, looking at your 2 blades. You're spinning super fast. And then I also have an eye up here because I've got a camera behind me. So I'm looking behind me just to be 100% sure that I didn't miss any. Then I also have an eye kind of on my gauge cluster just to see my engine temp, my fuel level, those kinds of things. But yeah, I did trim the seeds. Also just making sure that my seeds are actually coming out. Those turnip and radish seeds, I've got a little spinner indicator that's going around so I have a visual because those seeds are super tiny. This is also a pretty speedy operation. So right now I'm going about 12 miles an hour, but I feel like once I get more and more comfortable, I can just keep ramping up that speed because this sprayer actually goes about 22 miles an hour. I think that's Dad's record, is going about 22 miles an hour. Every once in a while, you'll hear a thunk, and that is a chopped up corn cob coming up and hitting the window. This is like silage chopping, just on a really small scale, because we're only doing 2 rows at a time. slow down, turn off my seed spreader, turn off my blades, and pick them up and begin my turnaround. The sprayer has a really sharp turning radius, which is perfect for this job, and start eyeing my next 2 rows and try to enter the field as squarely as possible. Start lowering down. Efficiency is everything. Start my seeds, start my blades, and lower down. Start picking up some speed. And we are back rolling. You just can't help but smile when you're doing a job like this. Seed corn is a unique operation. Not many people in the country get to do it. It's kind of an honor to be selected because they have really specific requirements when looking at seed corn growers. So when I was back here growing, and now still currently, my dad grows for Pioneer. And so it's an honor to get to grow seed for them. And it's really fun to, even though I'm not directly involved in the operation anymore, to come back and get to show you guys another really unique side of agriculture, because this is a huge part of farming that most people don't get to see, or don't get to see all of the fun, unique, small jobs that are involved in making a corn crop come to life. Seed corn harvest happens earlier in the year than conventional corn harvest. So in probably about 4 to 5 weeks, these cobs will be picked. So they're harvested on the ear, transported to a facility to be bagged up, and then they will be sold and planted in the ground next year, somewhere in the country. So if you plant Pioneer, there is a small chance that it is from this field right here. I have to say, there is just something that makes you smile a little bit inside, just going through and absolutely wrecking all of these males. I don't know how to explain it. It's a very satisfying task though, I must say. I don't know if I'm speaking too soon or not, but it's been about an hour and already I'm feeling so good. Like, we're back like we never left, and it feels amazing. Something that's so amazing about filming YouTube videos and kind of documenting my life, but specifically my life on the farm through this YouTube channel, is the fact that I now have so many years of experience and footage to go back and look back on. And so for just a moment, I want to take you back through some of my older destroying videos for you guys to enjoy. Dad and the boys are trying to get a pivot unstuck right now. All right, now let's roll the old footage. Line it up and start going. And just keep a steady hand on the wheel. Gotta stay really focused. So I started off slower. I'm starting off going about 8 miles an hour right now, and a little bit slower through pivot tracks, just till I get myself really comfortable. But by the end of the day, I'm guessing I'll be going anywhere from 12 to 15 miles an hour. Isn't that so wild to look back on? And here we are now, 2024, doing the same job. So fun. Doing the last pass over here, on this east side before I move over to the west side of the field.
Keep down with your name. So, this thing is fluctuating like 60 volts. Is that normal? I think we got a bad motor that's pulling down real heavy.
Dad and my brothers are still working on the stuck pivot and the engine. I am moving over to the west side of the field, but before I do that, I want to give you a quick walk around the outside of the machine. Like I said, this is a Miller 4315, but the booms that would normally be on this for spraying have been taken off and replaced on this 4-point hitch here, this destroyer setup. These are the blades that are actually doing the destroying here. They are spinning super, super fast. The white tubes are what distributes the seeds. And then this red Gandy seeder on the side, that's where all the seed is stored. This is the before from down on the ground. Here you can see the 1 male row, the 4 female rows, and another male row. And then this is the aftermath. Absolute destruction. These female ears, these are the ones that will actually be taken to harvest. Let's get back to it, shall we? We've got a lot more to get done today. Got this pivot started up and it's chasing me through the field, watering all the crops where I just destroyed. Have to be ultra cautious here. Spinning blades next to electricity and running water. Nice and easy. Been a while. Let's go out and check the level of my air seeder and see how much seed we have left. Bloody good. Look at this. Total destruction of all males right there. What a beast of a machine. All right, Dad, you good for taking it over?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You think you
I've
can?
got awesome lights, but I probably won't go past night because we've got the chunk that I wanted done. So even if it rains, whatever happens, we can get it tomorrow because of you. Thank you.
Oh, yes. That's what I like to hear.
Round of applause.
Okay, I don't know about that. But I did.
The engine's still running.
The engine is still running.
I'm out here. I didn't have to bring chains.
So already we are like leaps and bounds ahead of where we were last time. So I'll call that a complete win. Thank you for trusting me. I appreciate that. All right, go subscribe to Lead Farms. Right, Adam?
Of course.
Thank you so much for joining me on this super fun day. Thank you, Dad, for letting me run the destroyer again. I had so much fun. This is such a satisfying job. Thank you guys so much for being along on my farming journey, no matter where it takes us. It's been so fun to be with you along the years. I can't wait to continue doing this. If you want to watch some more videos of me doing this job, you're going to want to click right here. But for now, thank you so much for watching today's video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.